Good morning, everybody. It is me, Maris. It's Friday morning. I'm in between my clients, and it's time for a weekend energy forecast. And for whatever reason, I was feeling the Old Crow or the Urban Crow deck. I don't know why I call it Old Crow, but the Urban Crow deck, and that's what we're going to roll with. I hope everybody's having a warm weekend so far to start. It was really bitterly cold this morning, but I was really surprised that traffic was flowing really smoothly and we had not been hit with precipitation here in the Oklahoma City area, but it sure was cold out. So, okay, all right, there's one. And see if we got any more cards that come out. Yes, we do. And hold on. Okay. So, got a handful of cards here using the Urban Crow deck. Let's look and see what our energy looks like this weekend. All right, so our first card that we're going to start with is Insight. And I started let me move that over just a little bit more. There we go. And I started giggling when I looked at that because the first thing I got to my head was TMI. So Insight. So I'm going to say this is going to be a weekend where we start learning things that we maybe didn't really want to know about. But are very pertinent to what our vibration is. Okay, so this is that insight, receiving a insight, detailed discernment, greater or a deeper understanding of particular things in our life or going on around us, and this insight starts to become very apparent. This is this weekend's energy forecast. Now, when I see this card, and I know that for me, in my reading here, it is going to be the obstacle. The obstacle here is freedom, and the phrase that came to my head the minute that popped over here was you have the ability to take it or leave it. So we're getting this insight, this discernment, this information about things that we didn't realize or didn't know. But we're also, the obstacle here isn't really an obstacle per se, but it's like, hey, you can take it or leave it. Whatever you want to do with this information coming in, that is totally up to you. And so I'm thinking, okay, so how does this play into it? Well, this plays into the fact that most of us don't like to have to make a choice. And it seems that this level of discernment is going to be creating a scenario that's perfect for making choices. All right. Illusion is our help. And we can make it be anything that we want it to be, because this really works more on the level of our perception and how we choose to respond to the information that's going to be rolling in this weekend. All right, so I'm like, whoa, tell me about the information. Information is something that kind of rocks our world, and maybe not the way we want our world rocked. You know, sometimes we'll have information that comes through and it totally changes everything that we're doing at that moment or at that time in our life, because that information makes an environment. I'm going to try to do this kind of churched up nice way. So when sometimes you receive this information and this information comes through and it's not what you anticipate, not what you thought at all, and it totally changes everything there. and we start to have particular personal or intimate feelings about ourselves that can change the way that we perceive stuff. So if something is making us feel very negative about ourselves or our scenario, then we're going to probably look at things in a very negative way. However, this is chance favors a prepared mind. So now that you know that there's probably some very deep discernment coming through that's going to rock or put waves in your world, you now have the ability to determine how you're going to respond to it. And that's what that upheaval is talking about. It's like, it's some crazy deep stuff, and it's going to move you in a way that you didn't think. Now, chance favors a prepared mind. So if it's like you already know that you might be hit with some bad information or bad news, go ahead and start preparing. Do you have everything that you need in case of an emergency? And you're going to have to determine what your level of emergency is through there. Now, what I do like is the ending card, and the ending card is community. And it made me think of the cliche of like, well, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And so I'm going to say for this particular event coming through, or level of discernment coming in, is it's not going to kill you. It's not going to kill you. And it actually starts bringing you closer together. And when we look at community, I want you to also think about networking, foundation, what makes you strong, coming together. So there's a lot of good positive energy, even though we're looking at the probability of some negative discernment coming through, that all's well. It'll fare okay. You have to be the one that's going to determine how you're going to perceive it and how you're going to react to it in order to decrease or eliminate any negative vibration with it. So, hope you enjoyed the reading. This is our weekend energy forecast, and my name is Maris, and I'm from OklahomaHealingConnection.com.